Hello. How are we all doing? How are you doing, Mats? My computer was being a butt this morning, so I'm rounding out some last minute stuff. Oh, hi, Pokey. How are you doing, Pokey? Okay. The desk is a mess. I need to put away things. Okay, Pokey is good and Mats is doing good, tired, and evil. Yeah, okay. I was thinking the music might have been just a little bit much. You have an AC version of your grandma doggo ruckus. Ooh. Oh, did I see that? Da-da-da. Got to move my mic down. Oh, that's the wrong button. Ah. There. Yeah. Cute. Yeah. Okay. Do 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 do. I think my camera got bumped by the kitty cats last stream, so things are a little weird. Oh, you can see my entire mess. Maybe I should just zoom in. Anyways, this one. Pardon the throat clearing. I've got my pickles here, so hopefully that should help. Open the pickles. Okay, now whisper. Which story would you like to hear first? The good, the tired, or the evil? This is very reminiscent of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, the tired, because that's the most relatable. Tell me that one first. Okay. That there. Did some preparation yesterday. And I got lots of things cut out. Got more things to cut out though. So I got the basis of a turkey, pumpkin, wheat. That one's gonna be wheat, that's right. Corn. Leaves. Big leaf. An apple. We got pumpkin pie, of course. Some whipped topping. And then we got a berry pie. Okay, I felt tired the entire day, and it shows a lot. Stayed up till 2 a.m. playing games and didn't get much sleep. And throughout today, I've accidentally fallen asleep multiple times. Oh dear. Well, I guess if you don't respond for a while, I'll have a... I'll have something to to blame that on. Okay, berry pie. Got an acorn. Got an acorn squash. There. Thanksgiving pizza. Hi, Panda. And then last, what I have cut out is cranberry sauce. Oh, and one of the times falling asleep was very inconvenient. But okay, how about the good then, Mats? Okay. Deck some of this stuff up. So I'm at work. So I'm just at work working with some music on like I usually do. And then the Celeste OST comes on with the remix from 4B, which is already very chill and makes me fall asleep, barely awake of what's happening. Oh no. Got pieces to cut out of all of these things, I think. So I'm definitely going to have more stuff to sew. More than I can sew on stream today. But that's okay. Coworker, hey, wake up. Literally screamed and gave me a mini heart attack. Meanwhile, he walks laughingly away as I get my bearings again. Oh, also, Panda, how are you doing? This one goes to the turkey. Oh, this is for corn. I'm not ready for that yet. See, Panda is fine. Writing papers for classes I was forced to take. Boo. Okay, Matt's also fell asleep watching some television. Dog jumped on my throat to wake me up. Oh boy. Yeah, I bet. My cat Toby has gotten to the habit of running around the room when he's hungry in the morning and just like jumping across the bed on top of me and my partner. And oh boy. Boo, yeah. Okay, this is supposed to be for apple cider. I've got to do another one here. I should probably cut out this part first. Also, my dog is big. Like I'm just about 2 meters tall. Ooh, 6 feet. And my dog, if he stands on 2 feet, is about 5/4 my size. Oh no. Oh, I did a bad job there. Yeah. Okay, I can make this one be the bottom layer, so it won't show. I was smart, I would have done it in, like, along here. But nobody's accusing me of being smart, are they? Let's hear the good story next. Try not to set fire to my felt. Hold up. Oh, Pokey's a bit sad today. Okay, Matt says, 2 of my favorite games just got new news. That's nice. Do you want to elaborate on why you're sad today, Pokey? No is acceptable, of course. Oh. You're worried about Ruckus then? Oh, losing a pet is tough. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. Let's see. Not much to do or to give in ways of advice in these situations. Just things you probably know, like make sure you spend as much time as you can with them. Think of all the good times. Make sure he's comfortable and happy. Yeah. Sometimes sympathy is just what you can give. You shared pictures of your kitty, Duchess. Do you have any pictures of Ruckus that you'd like to share? Yeah. Big hugs. Kitties. You're not sure about this cake, Toby? Hmm? Come on. Yeah, hugs. Toby says hugs too. But they're virtual hugs, so you won't have an allergic reaction. What do you think? Can I put bandana on you today? Hmm? Oh, I don't like this. There you go, dapper little man. Initiate group hug. Yeah, Toby's here. Can I get you to look at the camera, Toby? Hmm? Kind of. How about over here? Dee, 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 dee. Honey. What if I put my cake over here? Will you look at it then? Hmm? Oh, hi, Spike. Welcome. You found the spot that I put the heating pad out for her. You like it, honey? What do you think? Is your plan just to sit on my work so I can't do anything, honey? Okay. Mm-hmm. Cool, yeah. Hey. Okay. We got one bite left for my cake. Let me finish that off. I thought you weren't interested in this, honey. I thought it was all gonna be okay. You weren't gonna try to eat it. Okay. Matt's clears throat. So where was I? Right. 2 of my favorite games just got news today. First up, the Top has gained new speedrunner update, adding new mechanics for the speedrunners to more easily practice levels and record best times / deaths at the request of only 2 people who speedrun the game, including you. Wow, cool. That's very nice. Got my Ramune drink, non-sponsored. Muscat. Sorry to be eating on stream. Play with this? Okay, let me do this not over my projects. Okay, so me and the other guy have just been bumping heads, constantly one-upping each other for the world record past few months, so this will definitely make our times improve. Very fun. Oh yeah, excited for this. Ooh, interesting. Not quite what I was expecting for flavor. Let's see, on the other note, Dead Estate got their second update in that 6 update lineup announced. And this adds quite a lot of special stuff, mainly the first new character since launch. Ooh, which has been over a year ago. Cool. That's exciting. Our cats, both cats ran out of the room, and then I hear dishes clanking. Like, okay, kitties, calm down. Luckily, it's their dishes, not. They didn't get on the counter this time. Everyone's going crazy with theories on the small bits and pieces we've seen so far of this new character and how they fit into the lore. That's always fun. Yes, I would like to hear the evil. Oh, I still haven't got an email back from Spike's mom. Interesting. Alright, that's just a random aside. Okay, so yesterday, I was just over at my bud's house, chilling in his room when he goes to make a sandwich and asked if I wanted two. I asked for a toastie, which is a Netherlands special type of bread that takes a long while to cook up. Okay. I love bread. So good. I gotta make some more bread today. My fancy pantsy used bread maker. Oh yeah. The side's different, or is my eyes just being weird? Okay. Then I got curious and logged onto his gamer setup computer, which was easy to do as his password is 1234. That's the same combination on my luggage. So, I'm in. And change the combination on my luggage. Alright. So you're being evil by hacking into your friend's computer? Saying, oh, can you make me a toastie? Yeah. That'll keep him busy. Or her, or them. I don't remember if you said... you said he. Okay. I'm trying to balance cutting in front of the camera and not putting my felt over the candle. Not doing a very good job of it, I think. Panda, I am also in. Or I am now also in. Okay, now I know that my friend is kind of addicted to Genshin Impact. Okay, yep, I know that one. I've not played it, but I know people get obsessed. But yeah, if other people don't know, it's a gacha anime game with lots of microtransactions. He's been spending way too much money on it. Oh. So got a plan to make him stop playing for a while. How to commit evil in 7 easy steps with Mats. Spike played a little bit of it, but never paid anything into it. I think if at least two. Okay, at least 2 that I can think of. Other friends have also done that. I'm sure more have. Friends were trying to determine which one mine would be. I don't remember the name. Just that it was a character with long white hair. Okay, step 1. Go to Steam and download a random free game. In this case, I chose Project Cat. Spike says, not exactly. Doesn't have a waifu exactly, but Barbara was my first role. Okay, step 2. Open its files and put Genshin Impact somewhere randomly in one of the folders. Oh, so you're like hiding it? Steam goes, I can't find the game. Wait, is Genshin run through Steam? I have no idea. Step 3. Make a text file on the spot where Genshin Impact was on the desktop and name it Genshin Impact. Spike says, I don't think Genshin is on stream and they have their own launcher. Okay. Step 4. In the text file, put the words, go outside and touch grass. Oh. Yeah. Ouch. I wouldn't work here because there's no... You'd have to dig under the snow to touch the grass. Now is the time to stay inside. Forever. Spike and I drove to a family member's house yesterday. As... It's sort of like kind of a last minute thing. Like we got some advance warning, but I like a lot of more warning. And on the way there, it was whiteout conditions and traffic was heavy and it sucked. The way home was good though. 5. Copy the Genshin logo and set it as the text file logo so it doesn't suspect anything. Step 6. Turn off the computer like nothing happened. The snow almost murdered use. I know you're trying to say yes. I don't know about that. Thankfully, you're a careful driver and people weren't being really stupid on the road. But yeah, definitely would have rather not driven out in those conditions. What's this one? This palm tree looking thing? No, this is for corn. Step 7. On your way back home on your bike, laugh in your most evil voice as your friend keeps Discord messaging you where his Genshin is. Not so evil that your friend doesn't immediately suspect you. Or, not so... Evil's not the word. Not so... sneaky, I guess, but still. Yo, where the Genshin at? Wahahaha. Okay. Let go. This specific material is so like but compared to this one's so stiff. So this one's really like soft, but it also catches onto things more. It's a little tougher to work with. Okay. And that's how I'm feeling. Thanks for listening. No problem. Thanks for sharing. I should have made some tea before streaming. That would have been nice. Chill. Oh, that's right. My phone can't remember or can't tell the temperature on it anymore. The temperature of the house. Panda needs 3 lines. Anyone got 2 fluff statements I can paste in the middle of this? What's the subject? House is 71. Oh, do I have thoughts on your latest 2 drawings? I'll have to look at them again. You and... Well, okay, you posted, I think, 1, because you've been doing 1 a day. But Pokey posted a lot of ones. So I don't remember... Oh, you did... There's something about not being satisfied with the drawing you had, so you drew your avatar. Armenian Kakar. I don't know anything about that. I don't have fluff statements. Okay, does anyone else know anything about Armenians and whatever Kakar is? And if they can help Panda write some fluff sentences so he can be done with his what's the word called? Done with his paper. Don't ask me the pronouncing of the word. Okay. I just did my best. Oh, these are way off. So how do I like the 2? Okay, let me finish trimming this up and I'll take another look. Hi, Toby. Welcome back, Toby. Not Toki, Toby. Hi. Hi, honey. Oh, the new Pokemon games were released today, weren't they? 18th? Is it the 18th? Yes, 18th. That's not for you, that's chocolate! Get out of here! Just waiting for someone named Matt to show up. Discord. Oh yes, freedom. Yeah. I like your, the inner mind drawings. They're very... Or they, what's the word? They're introspective, or they, like, make you think about your own inner mind and stuff. They're very effective. And Spooky Night is very cute. Okay, Spike says the new Pokemon game seems cool and has 4-player co-op. Oh, but the game is kind of buggy. Oh. And the game performance is pretty poor, choppy frame rates. Come on, Nintendo. Sorry, slurpy noises. Freedom took quite literally half a black pencil. Wow. Okay. Scraps out of here. Okay. I don't have too many more things to cut out, and then I can start sewing. It's not Nintendo as much as it is Game Freak. I guess, but I don't know. I think of Pokemon stuff and I think back to the days of Game Boy Color cartridges and stuff. And, you know, even into like the DS stuff, it was always really polished. Had that Nintendo polish, even though it was Game Freak. So that's what I expect every time I see Pokemon stuff, but that's not what we're getting anymore. Toby, no, that's not an okay place for you to jump. Or hop, like, clumsily hop to when you slide off the space that you're on. Ugh. Cat. A patch might be able to fix performance issues, so the game might be fine later. Yeah, Switch. I'm actually considering getting it because I wanted to play a Pokemon game for the Switch. You know, a traditional type Pokemon game for the Switch. The bike Pokemon are kind of weirded me out. But, you know. That's neither here nor there. I mean, okay. This is gonna be me having a you should really know more about the stuff than you do, or you're not remembering things, but if you buy the cartridge, the patch will, you know, will work, I'm sure. You download the patch. But does it go into the cartridge, or does it stay on your... Does the patch exist on your Switch? So, like, if you were to bring it to another Switch that didn't have the patch, would you... You'd have to, like, then re-download the patch? And it requires Nintendo Online to do co-op. Ow. And if you want to do co-op with me, you'd need to get your own Nintendo Online. Or do a family plan. Well... Oh, if you wanted to do co-op with our friends. And you and I couldn't do co-op at all, unless we had another Switch. Yeah, you don't think it loads onto the cart. Okay. Cartridges are nowadays the only way to have 1.0 versions of the game, yeah. Local co-op might not need online. I guess. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. We'll need to look into it more, I think. But you're also curious about the game, Spike? Oh, I missed a message earlier. Pretty much every game dev releases games incomplete because they save or make more money that way. Yeah, it does suck. I'm not saying I don't appreciate getting more content from games, but that more content should be bonus, not what you're paying for in the first place. Even if it's content that you pay for later. Especially, I guess, if it's content you pay for later. Spike's curious, but only heard of the game today. Really? Huh. Co-op is an interesting experience for me. I have a few games with co-op, one which is very, very fun for any friend of mine to play. I really, really like couch co-op. And I like the idea of online co-op, but in practice it can frustrate me a little bit more. Towerfall. I think I know what Towerfall is. It's kind of like a not Tetris, but you have the pieces that fall and you make it into a tower, and then your tower can get kind of wibbly and wobbly, and you're supposed to get like the highest one without it falling over. Is that the right one? Tricky Towers. Dang it. So close. Okay, remind me what Towerfall is about. I've probably heard of it as well. Towerfall is an 8-year-old game that was made by the same guys as Celeste before Celeste, and even today holds up as one of the best couch co-op games ever. Oh. Ooh. Oh, yeah, this is the oak leaf. Done. Thanks for the chill stream. No problem. Sorry we couldn't help you with your paper. Are you heading out now, or are you just announcing that you've finished? Really upset about that. I'll have to make it up to you somehow. Oh, Spike, on an unrelated note, can you please, tonight find a screwdriver that you think will work on the SNES cartridge and see if that works? I would really like that. Okay, Matt says, Towerfall has the same mechanics as Celeste. You dash and climb in the same physics, but you have a bow. Everyone's an archer and everyone's about to shoot each other to the death. Mainly a versus game. Okay. Panda is undecided. Is going to leave. Flounce, you might say. Is that what flounce means? Wow, I'm confused. Just had a flashback to you showing us Animal Crossing Panda. I don't know why right now, but I did. Ah, the good old days. Spike can look for the screwdriver, but will likely need a reminder when I get home. Yes, I can do that. To announce your exit in an angry manner qualifies, I think. Oh, okay. I may never heard the word flounce in context, I think. So I kind of just thought of it as like... like bouncing around and like swishing your sleeves and stuff. I don't know if that makes any sense. He flounced me. Okay, what's special about Towerfall is a few things. For one, it's just how simple it is to learn. With things like Smash Brothers, if you sit down, someone who has played years, knows all the mechanics and techniques, will probably KO the person that's just started playing and knows nothing. Yes. But Towerfall is not like Smash Bros. Like you can pick up the mechanics really quickly. Question mark. Towerfall, it's just bow, shoot, jump, and a few power-ups. Catch arrows is very easy to just pick up and boom. You're the same skill level as the guy that has played for years. That makes me think of Stick Fight. Actually, Matt's. In that it's like really easy to pick up and like anybody can be better at someone else regardless of how long they've played. Okay, Panda says, I've only ever seen it on internet forums where people say, I don't like it here. Y'all are bad now, but not when I was here. But apparently the book definition for it was Go or move in an exaggeratedly impatient or angry manner. Okay. Back to Towerfall, which makes it so much more fun to play with anyone else because you'll always have heated battles. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I definitely had the Super Smash Brothers feeling with Spike and his brother. So I was like, I'm just not having that much fun playing. Cut, scissors, cut. The Super Smash Brothers thing was many years ago. I tend to like, I guess co-op more than versus in general, but yeah, with games where it's much more, goodness, words are hard to say. Where the playing field is much more even across different skill levels, I can have a lot more fun with that. The other thing is both a minus and a plus. All 10 archers work the same. Or you can play with a maximum of 6 players at a time, and besides a few goofy Easter eggs, every archer handles the bow the same. This way no one constantly keeps switching up the character to beat their opponent. Just pick your favorite color and you're evenly matched. Okay. So there's no like min-maxing strategies going on. That's a squash. I think I might have seen somebody play Towerfall, but it would have been a very long time ago. Or squash. Really enjoy Towerfall with friends. You can just boot up the game, teach the controls, and you're just ready to play with each other for a few fun rounds. Yeah. However, versus isn't the only thing. Okay. Okay, this is a cornucopia or a horn of plenty. I'll probably do this one later because I want to put stuff inside it and I haven't decided what to do about that. But there it is. Getting close. So close. Okay. You also have things such as Quest and Dark World. In these modes, you battle enemies across waves trying to survive the mayhem they throw at you. And it's not... it's not too... And it's not easy to keep up. You either get overwhelmed or kill things the second they spawn. Quest is the main one. For 1 or 2 players, you each get 4 lives. Now go and kill some monsters so you can eventually overthrow the king of Towerfall or something. The lore is crazy? Is that supposed to be lore? What's the IROE or the LORE? Lore. Okay. Yeah, I got it. I'm surprised. I just wasn't sure that I got it. Oh, this is like the ideal felt. It's thick. It's not too stiff. It's not too fluffy. This is great. Dark World. For up to 4 players, works differently but still on the same concept. Kill enemies, survive, kill boss, beat it. The difference here is that enemies in this mode work slightly differently to confuse everyone. Also, no more lives. You must revive your friends now, and also friendly fire is on. Most of the time you're just shooting each other. And then shooting each other again to take revenge. This is a sock. If anybody couldn't tell. And am I going to make a Lefse felt dinky? I hadn't thought about that. I probably could. The quandary with Lefse is how to make it so it's undeniably Lefse and not like it looks like a tortilla. You know? So I'll probably have to do like rolled up. Maybe jelly coming out of it. Or just cinnamon sugar sprinkled on top. Don't know. A beige circle with some coffee stain on it. Christmas tortilla. Yeah. Okay. One time in 3-player, I was playing with 2 others who were brothers, and those guys just constantly killed each other. Revenge upon revenge upon revenge. And I was like the dad that constantly reviving those 2 so they wouldn't fall behind. At the end of the final stage, I had a total of 7 deaths, and they had 120 each. I might reserve the Lefse one for a Christmas ornament rather than a fall ornament. Since I have so many, especially already. Da, 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 da. Mar. Well, I thought about doing cheesy potatoes. That's a staple in Spike's family. They also make lefse occasionally. It's not as good as Grandma's though, but it's pretty good. But also like trying to figure out how to do cheesy potatoes is not entirely like, okay, like a casserole dish, and I don't know. Okay, and last but not least, trials. 1 player only. You set up a stage with a bunch of dummies, and your goal is to kill them all as fast as possible. Basically a training mode to learn all the mechanics as well as and learn to utilize them to their fullest potential. Okay. Oh man, I used my mom's new sewing machine last weekend. And it's like incredibly computerized. She had to like fiddle around with it for a good 7 minutes before I... Oh, Panda's going. Okay, goodbye. Thanks for coming by. Talk to you later. Oh, right, my mom's sewing machine. She had to fiddle around with it for like 7 minutes to get it to do the right setting. Like it tells you what to do for what you want to do. And then, you know, sat me down on there and it's like, okay, how do I put the foot down? Oh, there's a button for that. Okay, press the button. Foot goes down. Okay, and there's another button to put the needle down. Okay. And then you use a slider to set how fast you want it to go. So instead of using the pressure of the pedal to determine the speed, you just set it and then you put the pedal down to however far you want and it goes at speed all the time. And then she like had to make sure it was set so I could do reverse instead of some other thing it does. And I had to press a button for that. It's just like, oh, this is weird. It was very quiet though. Okay. Now that I think about it, maybe Towerfall would be fun for Spike and you. Maybe, yeah. Has no online. Keep that in mind. Okay. So close to being done with the cutting. Also, it's specifically the Switch version. Okay. Switch being the one with the most plentiful content. That's very good to know. We tend to default to Steam versions of things because they go on sale. And also, we can play them across a couple different computers. Oh, it's a song that I find really annoying. It's totally fine except for when it does the hey thing. Cute Yoshi stuff. Oh, Spike and I should probably pick up Yoshi Woolly World. That was the first one. And then Crafted World was after that. Okay, Switch compared to the PC version. Among others, Madeline Badeline from Celeste as playable characters. Okay, 6-player big arenas, improved level design and mechanics, and a few extra secrets. Has... Switch version has among others. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. Among Us. Oh, I think you said earlier, like, I'm getting too good at reading mats. It's good exercise for my brain. Lord knows it isn't getting any exercise any other way right now. We posted in Discord as a reminder. Okay. That will be good. Thank you. Okay, which one do I work on first? Got Maple Leaf. Has a few, apple, corn squash. Leaf might be the easiest one to start with. Just basic leaf. Sure. So yeah, game's good. Okay, and then I got my ribbon. So I don't forget. You play way too many games. If you actually play them and don't just buy them and never play them, that's definitely a step above some of us, myself included. Oh my gosh, I'm getting this so tangled up. Da, 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 da. Oh, did I actually put a knot in this? I don't want to use this one. I want to use this one. Supposedly, you don't want to use your material cutting scissors on thread. It will dull the blades. Okay, I got my big cushion here. Oh, no, let me get my this thing. Aw, I miss Spike. Why you gotta work, Spike? Okay. Gotta start by doing a veination on the leaves on both sides, or both pieces, not both sides. Probably just have too much thread. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. And I'm gonna be doing what's called the back stitch. So you start forward and move it back to where you were. The end. I'm so good. I'm so good at explaining things. The nice thing is that I'm not going for perfection. Spike works to make those sweet dollar bills. Yeah, I know. I appreciate you. My legs are so cold right now. I'm gonna do a quick check on the thermostat. Thermostat says 72. It should be plenty warm. Need to cover this window. I can't check the thermostat on my phone because the thingy is messed up. How else am I gonna get a 4090, lol? Max is doing both Gardic phone and listening here, so I'm not talking much. That's okay. Grab the heating pad that my cat's not using. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Okay, let me make it a little more visible that what I'm working on. Is this the Miss Muffet one song? Yeah, Spider Dance. I guess so. It's a good song. Oh, I never zoomed back in, did I? A few hours later. I'll have to make a Korok one day. That'll be cute. Huh, Dire Docks? Art! Yeah. Love the leaf. Thank you. It's turning out pretty well, I think. Come on. Eh. Anything for me to talk about? Let's see. Not a lot has happened since between Wednesday and today. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Is this the same green? I think so. Maybe not. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Da, 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 da. Ah. I did I did end up finding files for the tower buddy in Monument Valley to do a 3D print. I did not check to see if they would work for our printer or if they like need to be extrusion printers or something. I don't know enough about it. But it's possible that I could have one pretty soon. That would be cool. And now it's too cold to paint things outside. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Here. That's not so bad. The color looks so like washed out on at least on my monitor. It's like a rich olivey color in person. Da, 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 da. Alright, now to do the other side. Oh, I haven't decided which. Do I want it to be upright? Or do I want it to be... Well, it'd be nicer to be facing downward, huh? With the, Yeah, okay. Oh, let me make sure that it's going to line up. I think this one's supposed to be okay regardless of which side I put it on. It's not. Okay. Bum. Ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-bum. Oh man, I grabbed the heating pad, and now my legs are nice and toasty, and I'm getting kind of sleepy. Okay. Okay. Try not to lose this. Before I tie the knot. Oh, warm. So warm and toasty. Okay. There it is. Let go. Ow. I saw a thing on Instagram with somebody selling embroidery, I think, specifically. And they were like, this neat trick for blah blah blah. And people in the comments were like, wow, that's so much easier than tying a knot. And I'm like, how is that easier than tying a knot? You just twist it around your finger and roll. That's like the easiest thing you could do. And so I was just confused. Oh, these aren't going to be the same, are they? Oh well. And I don't know, it was like they were concerned about making the back look good, which is something that I never could quite fathom. What the heck? There. Ain't nobody got time for that. Da, 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 da. Mm-hmm. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. It's just a sleepy Friday afternoon, or evening, or morning. Depends on where you are. Ba-ba-ba-bum. So many cat hairs in my microphone, it's just tickling my face. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Mm-hmm. Da, 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 da. Oh, get out of here. Maybe I'll do one of the pies. dies next. Okay, the time has come. So entertaining today. Head is empty. It's like, I don't know what blah blue. This is the benefit of playing games, is I can do commentary on what's happening in the game. I know you're here. I'm trying to think of anything to say. Because right now it's like, okay, you're playing Gartic Phone and you're listening here and all you're hearing is me sort of halfway humming through some of the songs. Yep, that's quality entertainment right there. I appreciate you. I could try to tell a joke I heard last night. That'll be fun for everybody, right? Okay, here it goes. So this man is out in Africa and he's, I don't know if safari is the right one to say. I already messed up the joke. Well, he's out and he's, checking out the wildlife on a tour or whatever. And he sees this elephant that's laying down because it's got a thistle on its foot. He can't get it out with its trunk. So he goes really carefully up to the elephant, and he looks at the elephant, and the elephant's looking at him, and goes slowly, and he walks up, and he's just crouching down to the elephant, and he's making sure the elephant knows that he doesn't want to hurt it, and ever so slowly he takes the thistle out, and he and the elephant exchange a knowing glance. The elephant walks away to rejoin its herd, and he goes back to the tour knowing he did something good. So years later, years pass by, and he's he goes to the circus and he sees this elephant. And he's watching the thing, and the elephant, taking little glances over. And eventually the elephant stops doing its trick with the ball in the stand, and it walks over to the audience, and it looks at this guy, and the guy looks at the elephant, and they exchange a knowing glance, and the elephant slowly takes its trunk over and slowly, gently wraps it around the guy and lifts him up in the air, and then he slams the guy onto the ground over and over and over again and kills the guy. It was a different elephant. I need to practice telling it, but I think it's funny. Yeah. It might be considered a non-joke. I don't remember. But, it's pretty good the first time you hear it, I think. Assuming somebody tells it, well enough. Okay, here's something unrelated. I can talk about my very limited memories of what other people might consider a paranormal experience. So, my thoughts on ghosts are generally that I think people definitely think that they see ghosts, and I'm not inclined to believe that ghosts are souls of people, but I am open to being, corrected on that one day with science proving it. But as it is, I don't put a lot of stock into it. I do think most people are telling the truth when they tell their stories, but I also think the brain is incredibly complex, and we don't know a lot about what it does. And lots and lots of things can happen to have people see things or hear things, stuff like that. And I don't want to negate anybody's experiences. Because regardless of what the answer is, your experience is legit. So my experience was in somewhere in high school. I don't remember exactly where, so I'm just going to say middle of high school, about 16 or so. I had what some people call, I think someone who was Hmong told me this first, had a ghost sitting experience. So, I wake up sometime in the night. I'm in my bed and I can't move. I can't make any noise. I don't even know if I can close my eyes. I don't remember. But this is the first time this ever happened to me. It feels weird, it's confusing. And I see this light outside my window. The blinds are down, but horizontal instead of flat. So I see. Interesting. I don't think that room actually had those. Well, whatever. My memory is weird. Memory of it is abnormal. Okay, so I could see a flashing light outside, and I could hear a whirring sound. The lights flashed faster and faster, and the sound of the whirring, like a fan, got higher pitched. And my brain goes, this is it. This is aliens. They've come and they've landed on Earth, and here they are. And what do I do about this? I can't do anything. I can't move. I can't do anything. And they wind down and stop eventually. The sound stops. And wow, this side of the leaf is getting much more sloppier. And then, you know, a good few minutes later, I can move again. So I get up and I go to the living room, and I might be in shock, so I'm not crying, or I might be crying just because, like, it was emotional, and my teenage hormones were such that I did cry quite often. It was just like a fairly default response for me. So my mom comes out and sees, you know, what's going on, you know, like, oh, I tell her what happened, and she says, oh, you know, well, it's over. And so we go to the doctor, and I guess this was still my pediatrician, and he used to carry a Beanie Baby on his shoulder. I remember that. It was pretty cute. But we talked about what happened, and he had me do this thing called a duck walk, where you crouch down and you walk one leg at a time. I mean, I guess it'd be hard to walk two at a time. You'd be jumping. And he says, okay, that shows that, you know, XYZ of your brain function is normal. That's good. And then I later have a CAT scan just to be sure that nothing's going on with my brain, and that shows up normal. And it wasn't until years later that I heard that that's called sleep paralysis, and it's not uncommon. And I wonder if the doctor probably told me that then, but I didn't, like, get it. It's hard to tell. This was half my life ago. But later, when I worked in retail, a coworker was like, oh, that's a ghost sitting experience. It happens all the time. You know, and it sounds like the version I had was very mild compared to what a lot of people do have, in which they will see shadowy figures, or they'll feel them sitting on their chest. So I feel pretty lucky that the one I had was just like, there's something around and not visually in front of me. And I never had one again, actually. I haven't had a sleep paralysis episode since. But yeah, that's like my one paranormal experience that I can remember anything about. And I think it's telling that I didn't think of ghosts or demons or anything. I thought of aliens. Oh, I guess that's what my brain defaults to. So, not the most exciting, and I'm not a great storyteller. Gotta work on that one, but yeah. Let's see. Personally, Matt's went down a deep rabbit hole of ghost deaths once, or rather, death by the unexplainable. Ooh. I'm sure there's lots of things like that. Oh gosh. When I was younger than that, probably 6th grade or so, my family went on a vacation to Yellowstone National Park, where they have lots of sulfur springs. What do they call them? It's just like geysers and hot springs and things. And by hot springs, I mean not like the fun stuff that you see in Japanese tourist stuff like onsens. No, this stuff will will kill you. But my dad bought a book when we were there called Deaths in Yellowstone, and oh boy, that was a fascinating but tough read. Basically, if you go into a sulfurous hot spring, if you get out, your skin will trigger warning here. Your skin will slough off, and you will almost certainly die. But there's plenty of ones of people just falling off of cliffs as well. Oof. Okay, Matt says, in total, I found 200-ish strange and weird deaths. Want to hear one of the weirdest ones? Yes, as long as it's not, like... It shouldn't be triggering if it's unexplainable and weird, but just in case, as long as it's not, like, super freaky or gory or whatever. Yes, please. Okay, what did I wanted to do something specific next. I wanted to do... Socks, leaf, corn, wheat. Oh, pie, that's it. They're buried underneath all of here. Gotta sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Okay, it's not gory. Good. The story starts with an 11-year-old boy who we will call Steve. We got our turkey body. Here's the apple. Apple. Turkey. Gotta get a head for the turkey. Let's do the easier one first, huh? Okay, Steve's just a normal kid. Goes to school, does chores, lives in a bit of a big family. But one day, suddenly, something changed. One night, he went to his parents and said he couldn't sleep. His parents suggested he should sleep with them, but the boy said that if he fell asleep, he, in quotes, would get him. The parents just sent him to bed, but Steve didn't fall asleep and said he stayed up all night holding a wooden sword. The next day, his parents noticed he was tired and got a bit angry at him. But the same night, he didn't want to go to bed, saying, "I don't need to go to bed. I'm not going to sleep anyways." They just sent him to bed. However, this continued on for like 5 days with him never falling asleep. Ooh, that's bad. Come on. They started giving him sleeping pills, but no matter how tired he got, Steve just wouldn't go to sleep. He'd stay up all night. Consult your... This is an aside. Consult your doctor before giving your child sleeping pills. Pokey's back. Welcome back, Pokey. They did consult a doctor. Okay. I redo my dog as AC character. Oh yeah? Did you submit it? Did you post? Looks like you did. Oh, cute. Okay, and here's Matt's post on Towerfall. Nice. Okay. Very cute. Okay, back to the story. One day, during a family movie night, about 11 days after it started, he finally fell asleep on the couch. They carried him to his room and put him to bed. The next morning, he didn't wake up. He never did. He didn't have any injury, sickness, or anything. All the doctors could say was that his body just stopped. Interesting. It's spooky. It's a good story. What are words? If it is a real story, which I'm going to go ahead on the assumption that it is, since you said so, that really sucks for the family and for people. In his closet, they found many spit-out sleeping pills and a letter saying, "If I ever fall asleep, give my brother my teddy bear. He protected me." Oh. That sucks. How am I doing this again? Okay, I guess I've got another story. This is real, although I'll be kind of fuzzy on the details. And this happened to my aunt's brother, I believe. So, aunt that married into the family. Let's see. Sorry, I have to gather my thoughts before trying to start the story. Okay. So, okay, so I'm just gonna call the guy Bill because A, I don't remember his name, and B, it's easier than saying my aunt's brother, I think. I'm gonna call him Bill. Bill had a really good relationship with his parents. In fact, he lived across the street from them. And you know, he helped take care of them, and they're doing great. One day, without warning, Bill's parents' house blew up. It was decimated. No one knew what happened. They couldn't tell if it was like water heater explosion or anything. There was no evidence to prove what happened. Hi, Kuya. Hi. I'm so bad at telling stories. I'm sorry, everybody. So unfortunately, you know, the like front door of the house that blew up went like across the street onto the property of the son of Bill. The dog didn't make it either, but his parents were, you know, sleeping in bed and then they were gone. It's, you know, nothing could be said about what happened. He like went there that day and said, you know, put down a sign or something saying, don't do anything to this house. I'm going to be living here, blah, blah, blah. And so he built a house on top of the property that was, you know, leveled. And I think he built it in the same like way that his parents' house was. And to this day, he sleeps in the same spot where his parents slept, which is really, you know, like kind of spooky. So like the best guess that anybody has, but there's never been any kind of proof that this was the case or anything, is that they had a neighbor who had an ex-boyfriend that came back from what's the time frame of this? I'm thinking it must have been, well, from the war. I don't know if this would have been Vietnam or later. And the best guess was that he, being messed up to wartime and having other problems, I'm sure, planted a bomb to kill his ex-girlfriend, but got the wrong house. So yeah, that's like the one spooky story I have for my family. The end. I'm so sorry. I need to look up some like Skillshare things on telling stories. Hi, Kuya. You've come to save me from myself. Hi, Kuya. Let's see. This kind of stuff makes you think of spontaneous human combustion, which I've only heard very little about. And I think the jury's out on what actually happens. But I'm pretty sure one of my favorite podcasts, Sawbones, did an episode on it. They're pretty great. They do medical history, like the things that we used to do in the name of medicine. Pretty sure that was one of them. So that's a fascinating podcast if you want something to listen to. It's got a little bit of humor, and occasionally there'll be a heavy episode, but yeah, one of the hosts is an actual doctor. Kuya is so cute. Oof. Okay. Da, 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 da. Honey. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna look up a list of questions. Okay, I just randomly looked up this. You know what? I'm gonna search a different one because weird. Oh, does this one say the questions here? Blah 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 blah. If there's boy talk and girl talk, does that mean does that mean they thems have person talk? Oh, and Pokey's gonna have a story. They them person talk. I don't know. I haven't really participated in boy talk or girl talk, so it's difficult to say. I think at this point, the they them talk would be talking about what it's like to be they them. So I do have a few close friends that go by they them as well. And that's kind of like the extent of stuff that would be different from anything else with other people. Okay, Pokey's gonna tell a story. Story their grandpa told him about a kid, a friend of his. Okay, go on. So the parents were doing smoking something, and his friend of siblings were locked in a room after school, I think. Okay, so parents were smoking, and his friend and siblings were locked in a room after school. And the parents accidentally lit a fire. Oh, jeez. and all of them died except the parents. Oh, and the friend tries to save his sibling but didn't know he was hitting the wrong wall, and all of them died except the parents. Ugh. That's gotta be, like, the worst. Ugh. Bleh. Human life is so frail and so tough at, like, the same and different times. It's bizarre and crazy. Yeah. Gosh. A friend of mine from school days had a brother who drowned when he was a kid. A friend that I have now lost a brother in a car accident. Grandpa walked home with them. Oh. My grandma still talks about her baby sister Lola, who died very young. I can't remember what from. But yeah, it's surreal to think how much a part of people's lives it was and is. Like, if you don't have the personal experience, you kind of can't relate on the same level, I think. Oof, that's a rough one. Missed call? Telemarketer? No, thank you. I'll have to find a list that I actually like. Oh goodness, lots of stories. Drowning is very common, unfortunately. Run off to the circus. Okay, and Matt says, stop please. Okay. No worries. I mean, I brought up the conversation, and asked politely to stop, and we're stopping. So that's all fair. Okay. We're ready to hear your honesty here. Okay. I didn't ask to say it was too sad. I asked to stop because, see, sadistic thoughts creep in too much for comfort. Okay. I enjoy, like blood and gore and people being killed, like true crime stuff, things like that. It looks like, but to stop from going further, need to keep control when the thoughts become too much. That's very fair. We appreciate you asking when you've gotten uncomfortable with how far we've gone, and yeah, that sounds like it's really rough to live with and deal with. So we appreciate your open honesty, and yeah, don't hesitate to let us know when we've gone too far with things. Yeah, certainly. That's really rough. It's weird to think of yourself being lucky to have depression, but like for myself, I've had, I'd say I have mild depression and fairly debilitating anxiety. I am currently medicated for this, but I always felt really lucky that while my depression would keep me from like keeping myself healthy and doing things in the world, I never had any outward thoughts towards harm for other people or inward. I always thought I was really lucky not to have any inclination towards self-harm or suicide. And I know that's not the way it is for everybody. And that really sucks that that's a thing that people have to deal with. So I feel for you. It's not something we have control over it in our mental space. And it's good to do what we can to prevent it from escaping the mental space, I guess. Yeah. And yeah. I guess I'm gonna put a little thing right here to say for everybody, if you're struggling, know that there are lots of people like you, and yes, hugs are good. And that things can get better. Medicine can be a help for you if that's something that you're interested in. Therapy is very helpful for many people, and if you have the ability to access that stuff, I'd say don't hesitate to give it a try. And also don't kick yourself for giving up if you feel you need to give up for a while. Don't think that one therapist that you've tried has to be the one for you. You can try many, many different ones to find a fit for you. And yeah, take life one step at a time. So yeah. Meow, wheel. Let's see, how long did I go to therapy for? Maybe like a year or so. Let's see, one therapist doesn't fit all. There's a therapist for everyone, you gotta find it. Yeah. Yeah, and it can take a lot of trials to find one that fits for you. And it's a lot of work to go and meet, therapist after therapist. So I don't blame anyone for taking breaks and trying, every once in a while, or waiting a long time. It's taxing. And therapy itself is taxing, but it can be really rewarding over time. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go into my own story, my own personal story of, this might sound really trite to people, but this is my story. I went to therapy. Math. Let me do some math here. 1, 3, 4, 5-ish years ago. 4 or 5-ish years ago. For the first time. My mom basically forced my sister to go to therapy when she was a teenager. And and it was a rough time for my sister. She and my mom still do not get along at all. And I think at the time, it was much more heavily stigmatized, at least in our culture. And B, my sister didn't have the ability to, or the knowledge to do this, to find a therapist that fit her. It was just, okay, you're going to therapy, here you go, you're stuck there. And funnily enough, my sister is a therapist now. but okay. But I'm gonna go into my own stuff rather than talking about her and my mom right now. I was considered the quote good child because my sister was the one that acted out, and she and I had very different school experiences. So although I was depressed and anxious and struggling with things, my parents just saw that I was doing well in school and that I had good friends, which I do think was a big part of why I was mostly okay. And they didn't think I needed anything, and I'm probably glad at that time that I didn't go to therapy. Just based on the stigma and what little experience I had with like school counselors and things. So yeah. Actually, after a kind of a large fight with Spike, I sought therapy out. We don't fight particularly often. We did more when we were earlier in a relationship, and we figured out a lot of things about each other since then. This was my first romantic relationship, and yeah, I basically had a panic attack and decided it was time to talk to my primary doctor, and then B, find some therapy. So did that. My first therapist was actually a fine fit. I think there just wasn't I don't know. I think were I to go back, I got distracted and looped around. If I were to go back, I'd actually look for another therapist. I liked the first one quite a bit, but I think we just didn't address all that much. But a few months in, actually, my cat from that I got when I was in 8th grade, so he was 14 years old then, he passed. So it was actually kind of excellent to be in therapy at that specific point. And I had stresses with work, and I had stresses with my relationship with Spike, and I had probably what came up the most often was stresses with my mom specifically. My parents had divorced not too many years before, and there's lots of things that go on with my mom that don't need to get into here. But I think it was probably when like summer was rolling around or something, or into fall. I had been medicated for quite a little bit now, because I got medicated around the same time I started doing therapy. And A, we weren't like doing much in sessions, and B, I actually had a lot of anxiety about taking time off of work to go to therapy. So it was a double-edged sword there. I'd be much more willing to try online therapy now. But we'd have to see how much was covered by insurance, etc., etc. So that's my limited personal experience with it. Yeah, we didn't broach much on the topic of like cognitive behavioral therapy, which I would have preferred, I think, but you know, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna get back to the chat now. Let me scroll up and get what I missed. Okay, so Matt says, I'm surprisingly good at comforting people, friends, strangers, family, even with the very dark thoughts in the back of my head. Pokey dissociates for a long time. As a kid. A lot of stuff can't remember. Everyone has something to work on, yeah. Back to Matt, so what may surprise you is that I've never been to therapy. I ask myself a lot if I should get it. I feel like I can already hold together with how I'm currently doing and the moral support of my dog. I'm gonna agree with Pokey here. I feel like everyone needs therapy. I don't think it's a matter of how, like, how you define yourself as being like happy or well put together or you know, anything. I think that there's just a lot that we do not learn about from family or friends or school that well-trained therapists can impart onto us. Yeah, even if it's just having an ear to listen to you that won't judge, that has no stakes. Like, you know, I could talk to my partner about my mom, I could talk to my dad or my sister, but they all have different stakes in that relationship, and they all have different feelings about my mom, and that impacts my conversation with them and their responses as well. I get the feeling of not feeling like you need to go. I think it's not convenient, for one. I think oh, what do I think? I think people don't need to be going to therapy all the time, all of their lives, for everybody. Some people do. Or some people feel they do, and that's good. I guess I just want to impart that it's an option, and that you shouldn't feel stigmatized against it. Or I would like to impart feelings of you not being stigmatized against it if you feel it's necessary at some point. You know? I'm not telling you to go. But yeah, it's getting better in my culture. But mental illness, mental differences, I'll put it that way, are still really viewed either negatively by the, you know, general public, or people just don't want to think about it or deal with it, or, you know. Yeah, Pokey's not telling you to go either. Just yeah. And I want especially to impart the idea that medication isn't necessarily a problem either. It can be really tricky, and you can be on medication that's worse for you personally, and it's hard to find medications that work well for people and that have side effects that are worth, whatever it's counteracting. But both of my parents to this day will ask, oh, do you think you're ever going to be off medication for, your depression and anxiety? And they're like, oh, I just, I want you to be happy. You sound sad. It's not okay to be down in our culture. You're not allowed to be sad unless something has recently happened. And I just don't, I don't feel outwardly, happy much of the time. And medication helps me stay on the side of the fence where I'm not freaking out. So that's for me personally. With a lot of stuff that is way too long to put here. Okay, yeah. I don't like medication for a simple mental reason. That's a valid way to feel. And Pokey says, I feel like people should just feel. Yeah, I would prefer people kind of mind their own business. Like, you should be allowed to cry on the subway if you feel that's what you need to be doing at that moment. And, if you're doing it for attention, that's a wild thing to do. I can't think of anybody that would be doing that, but the amount of times I've been told you should smile, or people trying to cheer me up with things, it's like, I don't know you, or why don't you go mind your own business, do your own thing, just because I'm not allowed to do this in public. So okay, Matt, if I were to take medication to help my mind, I don't know, concentrate or feel less sad, I wouldn't take it because, well, it doesn't feel like me. Okay, that's a valid thought. And if you think you're okay, and that you're not going to be causing harm to other people or yourself or whatever, that's great. For me personally, I only considered getting on medication when I couldn't function normally. I couldn't. The biggest thing for me was I couldn't go through my day without thinking of I'm gonna say physical, bodily things that made me anxious. I'm not gonna impart what they are here, just to be on the safe side. I don't want anybody to use it against me. Not that I think either of you would, but just on the on the long run safe side. So I couldn't go through the motions of my day without that constantly being on my mind. And then there was the panic attacks as well. So at that was the point for me. So the medication I'm on doesn't take away I think anything that makes me. Let's see, what I feel the medication does for me is the intrusive thoughts are far less, and they are more easily brushed away. The Um, Kuya, stop eating my cake leftovers. Kuya. I'm not relying on other people to make myself feel okay. Other people or other animals. So this is a I mean, all of this is a sensitive topic, of course. But, and I'm rambling now, sorry. It's not fair to the people you're in relationships with if you're relying on them to normalize yourself, which I was at one point. And with animals, I've always had cats, and they always help me calm down. They still do. But it's not fair to the animals to make them be there for you, if that makes sense. Like, if my cat wants to sit on the cat tower and I'm crying and upset, it's not necessarily fair to the cat for me to grab them and like try to snuggle them. Now, that might sound a little absurd, and I'm not saying it's not okay for people to do that, but my cats are not consenting to being an emotional support. So I want my cats to be happy, regardless of the way I'm feeling, and I want them to be doing what they want rather than what I would like them to do. Oof. Okay, big thoughts. Let's see if I can track myself back to where I was talking about. The medication. Yes, so I feel the medication does helps me not rely on others to feel okay. It lessens the intrusive thoughts for myself and makes it easier to brush them away. I don't hit the panic point like almost ever anymore. It's kind of, the way it feels in my head is like there's a fence here and it's like past the point of no return. You hit the panic, you hit spiral downward. And that it's just kind of like a barrier that's constantly there, and I have to get over the barrier in order to hit the downward spiral rather than just careening off the edge, you know? So that's like honestly one of the biggest things that I feel it does for me. Another thing that I could probably take or leave is that it keeps my emotions in a pretty mild space. I don't get very excited about a lot of things anymore. I don't get very upset about a lot of things anymore. I don't get very happy about a lot of things. I'm just kind of in this little like comfortable space. And sometimes I think that's great, and sometimes I think that's kind of a shame. So yeah, that's my experience with my medication. Taking all the feelings out. Okay. Pokey says they take medication for ADHD. Helped me in so many ways, but it doesn't for everyone. That's correct. Yes. That's until the day I come close to snapping and going crazy. I just want to be myself. That's a fair thing to feel. Yes. Meds help with school because I can't focus at all. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's totally valid to want to not be on medication or be doing extra things. Pokey says, my meds have a downside. I don't eat at all when I have them. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah. That sucks. That sucks to deal with. My mind space just went kablooey. But yeah, give and take. I'm actually also on birth control. I have been for many years now. And that definitely does affect me in other ways as well. But I do not wish to have a child. So if there were better ways to deal with that, that would be great. But I am still incredibly glad to be on it, and not worried about having such a big change in my life. Blah 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 blah. You gain something, you lose something. Usually I eat when we're off. Okay, yeah. Got very heavy there for a little bit. And that's okay. I think it's important to normalize this stuff and to share. And the less you feel alone in the world about things, the easier it is to deal with. When it wears off. Like when the meds wear off, when the meds wear off, I can eat the same day. That's good, yes. You can just say thanks, and yeah, I mean you can ignore everything we've said if that's what you prefer to do. It's okay. Appreciate this mental health talk. Thank you. Yeah. Hugs all around. I'm getting emotional now. Ugh. It's tough, but I think it gives some release as well. Group hug. Yeah. That's part of what I want to do with my stream is make it safe for people to talk about things and not get harassed for doing so, you know? I want to be there for people if I can. And if you're trying to be there for somebody and you can't take it anymore that day or whatever, it's totally okay to back off, you know? So if you ever get channel points, virtual hugs should definitely be one of the redeems. That's a great idea. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. And then of course the Avatar Leaves on the Vine song has to come up. I'll do a hug emote whenever I finally get affiliate. Affiliate? Yes. I can never remember whether it's affiliate or partner first. Yeah, I'll definitely do a hug emote as well. Okay, well, we will finish. No, we won't. It's 3 o'clock. Oh no. Okay, I'll finish this pumpkin pie, and then I'll call it for the stream today. Didn't get a whole lot done, but I did get stuff cut up, and I have plenty of work for next Friday. I should be here then, going out of state for Thursday, but I'll be coming home same day. So yeah, I plan to be here next Friday. Aw, hug. Hug. Yes, I do want to see your baby pony. Gen 2, ones like yours. Cool. Oh, you posted it. Good. Let me tie this knot. Almost done with that one. Gotta put this on. And gotta cut another ribbon for it. How it started. Funny game talk and storytelling. How it ended. Serious mental talk and hugs. Yeah. That's not a bad way to be. Oh dear, Is that gonna be fine? That's fine, I just closed it on my phone. That doesn't stop it on my computer. I got carried away with closing my things. Oh, interesting. Does this one have like one of the gems in the eyeball? I always liked that. Cute. And it's got the sparkly hair stuff too. Fun. Just vibe into the music. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Okay, I need this thread. Yeah, that'll be fine. Split this. 1, 2, 3. Stuck on my fingers. Maybe I need lotion. Got some calluses there. Those ponies release everywhere except USA? Oh, huh. I didn't know that. Here it is. Let go! I got something to show Pokey, but I might just post it on the Discord after stream because it's across the house right now. We'll see if you get it right away or not. USA didn't like them. This out of the way, move this out of the way, move that out of the way. This one. Then I find my ribbon. Da, da, da. They only did the first wave in the USA, but there was a lot of waves in Europe. Interesting. Oh, I missed I gotta sleep. Oh, yeah. Oh, Yasumi. Alarm was for something else. Okay. We won't be here for very much longer. So, just a little bit while I finish this one up. And then we'll be going as well. In Gen 2, there was no Pegasus. Interesting. Okay, I'm only thinking of the ones with the butterfly wings. I'm assuming there was unicorns. I'm assuming there was ones with the like feathery wings before or in addition to the butterfly wings. The butterfly wings is Gen 1. Oh, okay. I just saw a thing on a 3D printing site whose name I cannot remember. Somebody had made a design for replacement wings for ponies. The Skywinger pony is interesting. Okay, European is tart. You know, as a European, it's, I'm gonna guess, hard to notice Europe has a lot more stuff in stores than other countries in shops. Does it? I mean, as an American, I don't know a lot about other countries in general. Wah wah. For example, when the first ever amiibo from Nintendo were made, almost all sold out in the USA within a day. However, in Europe, stocks never ran out the entire year. Oh, so like they make more? Yeah, I don't know if this is a thing so much in Europe or not, but there's a term for it and I can't think of what it is, but basically forced rarity is like a thing and it sucks. This is not to do with like, you know, scarce resources or anything. It's just like we are only going to bring 5 of this item to, you know, stores in the state because either A, we don't think it will perform, or B, we want people to be scrambling for it, or C, you know, potentially some people would be making a profit by buying them out right away, etc. Okay. Pokey says, I mean, Gen 1 My Little Pony had more ponies in Europe and other places. All the ponies that you have are different to country. The different colors are different to country. The different colors are called Nirvana ponies, and they're really rare. Like a pony from Mexico would go for like $200 just because it's a different color. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this makes me want to play Twilight Princess. I can think of many games that were never released in America, but that probably applies to Europe as well. Things that were released in Japan but never here. For example, the first game to one of my favorite games, Star Ocean, second story. So Star Ocean number 1 was only released in Japan until it was I don't know, it was ported to the PSP, and I was able to play it that way. So that was an incredible day. But so many things never came out. Earthbound stuff and Magician's Quest sequels. Okay, and there are Big Brother ponies that are only to the UK. They're called Mountain Boys. That's fun. Mountain Boys. I think there was a Tingle game that didn't come out in the US. I might be wrong about that though. Weather themed. Fun. Some people call it obsession. Some people call it a healthy excitement. Mother 3 didn't come out, yeah. This makes me kind of want to play Stardew again. I played through it like 3 and a partial time on just vanilla. So I was like, well, maybe I should try playing modded Stardew, but have Mother 3 officially bought for real consoles, not pirated. Whoa. Do you know Japanese? Are you able to play it with the Japanese language? Words are so hard. And also you would need a you would probably need a Japanese console for that as well then, huh? Region, like if it never came out in other regions, it would be region coded probably. Back. Literally went to Japan on a vacation once and bought the entire Mother series on a whim because I liked Earthbound and was like, heck, let's buy the originals. Nice. Or do you just have it and you can't play it? Or am I incorrect in one of my assumptions, which is probably the truest of them all? This is still in stores. Okay. You can play it. Okay. How do you play it? Is it not region coded? Do you have a Japanese system? I don't know what system it's for. Is it The Famicom? I have no idea. I guess probably not. If you got it when it was still in stores. This Famicom was like when I was a wee babby. Maybe, I don't know, just bought it in the store. Maybe it was old. Yeah, I mean, that could be... It could be that stores... might be less, like, only new stuff or only old stuff. Over there. I don't know. Okay. Mother... Tree. Game Boy Advance Wii U. Ah. Okay. (2006). Re-released for the Wii U Virtual Console. Oh, Virtual Console, that's different. In 2016. Forgot what it's for. I haven't grabbed it in years. All my old gaming stuff is up in the attic. Not good at Japanese anymore, but I still remember a few bits and pieces of Japanese. Nice. Japanese. I'm very, very slowly trying to learn it. That's true. You do say at least one Japanese word per stream. And I do my best to pronounce it decently. Okay, we're almost done here. And then Mats can go to bed. You do pronounce it correctly, don't worry. Okay. I try my best. I'm trying. I feel like I do have a pretty good ear for pronunciations, but it takes practice. Oh, poor Spike. Spike's learning not Japanese. I'm sorry. Spike is learning German right now. And his pronunciation is, you know, pretty good. It's really come leaps and bounds from where he started. But he has some mild hearing loss, so it's a matter of getting the right hearing in his head first. I do know what it means, right? I did. Oh, Yasumi. I don't remember. It has to do with, like, you know, goodbye or be well or something like that, I think. Oh, like I said, I'm learning very slowly. My German is so rusty. Not that I was ever fluent on it. Okay, remind me what oyasumi means. Let go. Close, but not exact. One day you know it, unless you cheat and look it up. Okay. I won't cheat and look it up right now. Perhaps later. But otherwise, it'll probably come up in one of my courses fairly soon. I think I just wrapped up the time of day one. And now I'm going to be moving on to ordering food, I think. I don't know. I'm using Duolingo. Just the free version. And they just like overhauled their their thing, so everything looks different and is weird, and getting used to that. Okay, you're gonna wait until I learn it. I'm not gonna promise that I won't cheat, but I won't do it yet. We'll see. Okay, whew. May not have gotten a lot of physical work done today, but we did get a lot of emotional work done. So I'll count that as a win. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I did cut out a bunch of stuff. That took like an hour. Let go! Okay. So we got a bunch of things cut out. And we got the pumpkin pie sewn up. And we got the most basic of leaves sewn up. Well, I've got lots of things for next week. And I'll probably work on a few of them this weekend. Just as something to do. Thank you. I thought it turned out pretty well. I like this side better. But they're both pretty good. Okay, I believe, yeah, Toki is streaming. Tokidoki. Tokidoki. So I'm gonna go ahead and raid them again. Stick around if you want. If not, have a great night. Good afternoon, evening, morning. I've got to figure out a better way to say that. I'm very tired now. Goodbye, Spike. Goodbye, Mats. Goodbye, Pokey. Oyasumi.